Hello everybody and welcome to week 5. I wanted to do this video because there was a little bit of confusion on the opposing and refuting, so I just wanted to go over this quickly. This week you're going to do your argumentative research essay, your R, and the prompt is, what do you think poses more of a threat in our society? Differences in race, differences in class? So is race the pro or is race the con? So what do you think affects us more in our society? Are we dealing more with race or issues with class? So those are the two things we're going to talk about. What I want to do now is go over this week's module quickly. I'm repeating myself here because you'll see other videos, but I want to make sure we're all on the same page. So the next thing I want to do is show you, these are the instructions for the annotated bibliography. Your annotated bibliography is based on race and class. So anything you research in the databases through school, you'll search differences in class, differences in race, what's more harmful, stuff like that. So all through here, as you're building your annotated bibliography, think classism, class, race, racism. If you want to bring in ethnicism, you can do that as well, but make sure you distinguish between race and ethnicity, the differences. Okay, so look through here, you'll have all of that. And then based on your bibliography, the research that you find, you're going to complete your research essay. And what I want to talk about right now is the formatting of the essay, since there were some issues. So I want to take a look at how you can set up your essay. Let me come here first. So your format, obviously your name, my name, the course, the date, and then you're going to choose a model. And the model will come from the 4 choices of the 5 choices that I give you on that sheet that you should have used last week to do the opposing and the refuting. So let's just take a look. I usually use Model A when I'm writing. So Model A is the introduction. After the introduction is the thesis statement. And here your thesis statement should relate back to the prompt. So you should talk about race is more of a threat than class, or class is more of a threat than race. So there you have your setup. So you're using the words from the prompt. Pro argument 1, let's say that I think race is more of a problem. It hurts our country more. Pro argument 1 will be the reason 1 why race. Number 2, the pro argument. Race again is my pro. It's my first choice. And then 3. And then if I have more, I can use pro argument 4, pro argument 5. And then you want to counter and argue and refute. So if race is my pro, we have to bring in the other side. So some people may think that class is the overarching problem. And if that's the case, then you would put something about opposing views argue that class is more of a detriment to the U.S. society than race. And then you'll go through here and you'll talk about, you'll support class, refute back to race, and then close it, and then go to your closing paragraph. Here, the counter argument and refutation, I want to show you what that should look like. Some of you in the last week 4 set it up properly, some of you didn't. I think I was a little vague there. Some of you did bolding, but some of you did watch the video and really set it up the way the students in the English 201, the regular semester, does. And I'm sorry guys, there's a lot of information. I give you guys a lot of credit. It's a lot of work to do in 6 weeks. So you're almost done, hang in there. But the next thing I'm going to show you is the counter argument and refutation. This is what your essay should look like, this part, this paragraph. So remember, you've given your intro, Pro 1, Pro 2, Pro 3. Now you're here, we're going to oppose and refute. You don't need the title or you don't need this because this is going to be built within your paragraph. So let me show you that quickly so we're on the same page. So before I jump into the opposing and refuting paragraph, I'm coming here. You should all have a copy of this. And I recommend that you use this in future classes too, because when you start to go to higher classes, everything's probably going to be argumentation. If you can support it, then your fact is true. If you can support it. So, and you have to argue, and argue means you're bringing in the other side. You're not trying to hide anything. Okay, let me pull this up. Okay, so here are the different ways to set up an argumentative essay. Right now, we're looking at Model A because that's the one I usually use. So your intro with your thesis, pro argument, pro argument, pro argument. Remember, my pro is race. So now we're coming to the counter argument and refutation. This is how I want you to set these paragraphs up. I know it's going to look odd, but this is the way I want it set up. And if you need 2, then put counter-argumentation, refutation number 2. But this is the way I want it set up. So you've done pro-argument 1, 2, 3. Now your next paragraph is, so you're labeling these, thesis, pro, 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 and then your next one will be counter-argumentation and refutation. Counter-argument and refutation, and this is the way I want you to set it up. Part 1, introduce the opposing. So mine would be, it is often argued that class is more of a detriment to our society than race. Because race is my pro, I'm going to put class first. Class is the opposing. So what's here? Give evidence for the opposing. So class, all my evidence for class goes here. Give 1 or 2 reasons why some people may think class is better or hurts the fabric of our society. Then counter-argument. What's my counter-argument? We're going to go back to my pro, which is race. Talk about race just a little bit here. Your conclusion. And then you're done. Now, if you have another paragraph like that, you'll label it counter-refutation, counter-argument refutation 2. Let me go back to that. So so if you wanted counter-argument and refutation 1, if you had another if you want to do 2. However, I think if you're going to do 2 of those, maybe you want to come over and do model C. Okay, that way you do the intro and the thesis. Counter 1, counter 2, counter 3. If you don't have 3 counters, only use 2. You can change this model. You can add or deduct from it, okay, as long as you're proving your point. So let me go back. So now we see model A, model B, model C, model D. Let's go back again. So again, model A, title, introduction / thesis if you want to. We know the thesis goes in the intro. For argument 1, 2, 3. Here we're going to counter-argument and refute. And this counter-argument and refute is going to look a little different than most essays. You're going to put 1, 2, 3, 4 each section. The topic sentence, the opposing, the refuting, the closing, and then go to your closing sentence. Again, if you want to add another counter-argument and refutation, put a 1 here, and then below here put a 2, 2. Put a 2. All right, and it depends on the model that you use, but your essay must be set up like this. I don't care if you go to a higher level college, counter-argument and refutation, if you put the sections, opposing views, the opposing part, the refuting part, and the closing, but take out all of my labels and put the paragraph together. If it were a real essay somewhere else, you're going to get A's. This is a good way to run this. All right, so make sure you're following that. And the last thing I want to talk about is if you're going to work in a group, I don't want more than 4. And if you're going to work in a group, make sure you get somebody who's going to do work. And make sure that you're going to get somebody who's not going to use AI, Quillbot, Grammarly, translators, anything. Any words that are fixed by the computer are not yours. That's what AI picks up in my class. So if I work with John Smith and I don't realize he's using AI and my paper comes back with AI, everyone gets a 0. So if you don't know the person and you don't trust the person, do not have them in your group. All right, everybody, if you have any questions, let me know. This will all make more sense as you go through the videos and go step by step. This is just an overview and a welcome to it. Okay, thank you.